Guys, it's Chris from Embodying Light. Welcome to your December 2017 reading. Hopefully everyone is doing well. So I just wanted to talk about a few changes that are taking place on social media. So if you followed any of our pages over there, you will notice that in the Rough Crystals, which was our crystals page, and Chris _ in the Rough Crystals, which was our readings, our workshop, and our inspiration page, has now changed. Our crystals page is now listed on Instagram as Embodying Light Crystals, and our inspiration and readings page is now listed as Embodying Light. So you can check us out over there if you aren't currently following. We're also on Facebook as well. We're starting to engage a little bit more over there. So you can like our page over on Facebook at Embodying Light. And we're going to be shifting the YouTube channel as well. There's a lot of changes that have been taking place just collectively and just on a large energy scale. So we're shifting as well. So we're going to be shifting to Embodying Light here on YouTube shortly. So you may notice those upcoming changes coming soon. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can still email us at intheroughcrystals@gmail.com. We will be updating our email address to embodyinglight@gmail.com, but we will definitely notify you as soon as that change takes place. And make sure, if you love the content that's on this channel, anything from the astrology and horoscope readings to information about how to work with crystals and the collective conscious energy readings, make sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell. That way you know when we post new content. So I want to start off by talking a little bit about the energies that have taken place. So we're going to cover a little bit of the energies that began in November. We're also going to cover some of the upcoming energies that are still in place. So we're currently still within the 11:11 gateway energies, and these energies opened up for us on November 1st. Then we had the doorway opening on November 11th, and this doorway closes on January 11th. So we've noticed a lot of energy shifts starting to take place during this window and period of time, and it's impacting everyone differently based upon your blueprint, your energetic filters, and what your path and what your mission is. So you may have noticed that you've experienced a lot of different physical symptoms as your structure, as your energetic system is upgrading. These symptoms can range from migraines. You can get a flu from out of, basically nowhere. You may have muscle spasms, body aches, that sort of thing, and it varies from person to person. Of course, these are just a general kind of list of different symptoms, but you can experience in any way. It could even be insomnia, hyperactivity, and so forth. So the bulk of this gateway and this 11:11 portal has been heart activations. It's about coming in alignment with our heart, connecting with our authenticity on a deep level. And also I wanted to talk about, with this, we have Jupiter go into Scorpio. So with Scorpio, we're going in within these portal energies, and we're also digging deep, going deep within our unconscious. We're healing. We're connecting with our inner child. And we're moving forward, we're releasing. So we're clearing out any patterns, any belief systems, any fear-based items, anything that's coming up. So take a look at what's being triggered in your life during this period of time. Anything that isn't working, it could be work-related, it could be emotional health related, it could be relationship related, it could be all the above. But anything that's kind of coming up for you at this time is what is being called to be kind of reviewed. What needs to be released and what needs to be healed so you can level up and self-mastery in your life so you can level up in your spiritual maturity. So, and what my guys are telling me right now is that a lot of people may also be experiencing like heart palpitations as well. And this is just blocked energy pockets within the heart chakra and the higher heart, the thymus gland, that are trying to clear itself out. So this is a really good time if you're someone that is in tune and in alignment with getting energy work done. This is a prime period of time, especially as we commence with the closing of the year, to clear out any old energy, any old baggage that needs to be released and that needs to go. Also, in some of my personal abundance readings that I've been doing for clients, I've also noticed that a lot of energy of needing to declutter, like your home, declutter your emotional body, your physical body, just a huge purge and release of energy. Dense energies that have been holding us down are being released. When we release those energies, we're making space for beautiful new energy to come in. We're making space for light to come in. We're making space for what we want to create, what we want our lives to look like to come in. Because that can't happen without change. That can't happen without clearing out clutter, letting go of baggage that's making our energetic field stifled. We also have Mercury retrograde that's coming up as well. It begins on December 3rd, and it takes its completion on December 22nd, which is right before Christmas. So we're already we have been for almost a week in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. So Mercury's still direct during this period of time, but if you can imagine Mercury moving across a certain sector in the sky, moving through certain star systems, certain constellations. And again, it varies and it has an impact based upon your blueprint and your birth chart on an individual level as to how it impacts you. But it's highlighting the areas in our lives that are up for review. So when Mercury stations before it goes direct, that's when we tend to feel the most intense energies, because we kind of get this resonance of like this destabilization is about to happen. And then once Mercury goes retrograde, it goes backwards through that same pattern or that same star area, that same sector. So it's like I like to look at the pre-shadow phase as like the preview or like the pre-game show. So most certainly we're being triggered in the areas or thoughts are coming up, or we may be having dreams about things that we need to work through during the retrograde period. Retrograde is not a time to be afraid. I know societal condition has created this air where everyone's afraid of retrograde. Now, most certainly it is a time where things can go awry. We have miscommunications, problems with technology and electronics. And yes, that can happen. It's also not a great time to start something new or begin something new. Starting a new business, signing a contract, like if you're going to buy a home, it's best to try to wait till after retrograde is open to do those kinds of things. But just on a deeper level, on an energy level, on a spiritual level, it's a beautiful time to review contracts that are outdated, things that no longer serve us. We're also able to kind of go underneath inside of ourselves and kind of clean up. And when Mercury stations, we start to stabilize again. Still feel a little disruptive, but once Mercury goes direct, we have more clarity about the direction that we need to move in our lives, which will be very beautiful because the direct movement is happening right before Christmas and also right before New Year's. So it's an opportunity to now take the time and get very clear about what it is we want our lives to look like. Connecting with what our mission is. What do we want to fill ourselves up with so that we can share with others? So those are some of the energies that are going to have a major impact on our lives and our healing process and our healing journey in December of 2017. So there's a lot going on here, a little bit more so than the other signs that I've done so far. There's different situations that I feel are going on with the different groups of Leos. And of course, this is a general reading. So take what resonates with you and just leave behind what does not. And this is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So this will resonate with either one of those. And then make sure you check out the other videos if your moon sign or your rising sign is different than Leo, so you can get a clearer picture as to your personal situation. And again, if you would like a personal reading, you could email me at intheroughcrystals@gmail.com. So what I'm seeing for Leos is Leos have been coming into a lot of success. Like, they've achieved a lot. Especially this year, they've achieved a profound amount of success. This could be, I see Leos that have got promotions, Leos that may have bought houses, started like a family. But they've just, I feel like Leos are on top of the world. They've achieved, especially in practical terms, and in the world, they've achieved a lot of success. And there's a lot of personal fulfillment here. Like, you have the things you need. You have a nice home. You have a good job that pays well, in terms of kind of like earth-based, day-to-day kind of things. I see that Leos are just having like a really abundant period. It's important that we also look at abundance as being more than just, money as well. There's most certainly an indicator that that a lot of Leos have kind of like shifted out of some other area where things weren't as successful or promising. But I see that Leos have worked very, very hard to get things in order for themselves. So there's a lot of personal success that I see here with the King of Coins. But what I do also see is that in the pursuit of getting your life in order, that you've kind of disconnected yourself. The King of Coins can kind of be a little arrogant. Like, I've got myself together. I have the money. I have the cars. Like, and the King of Coins can also be a manipulative energy as well. The King of Coins can be seen as like, I have this kind of ego attitude, like I am better than because I have this. And in that type of energy, Leos can get very boxed in, and they kind of isolate themselves and cut themselves off from other people. And as you can see in this King of Coins card, that's exactly what it looks like. There's so much abundance that the divine, that source, is shining down on them. But what the King of Coins is sharing with you is that this has not been created for you to kind of be selfish or to boast or to be arrogant. This has been unlocked, and this has been bestowed upon you so that you can share this with others. And that's, exactly what I'm seeing here with the Three of Cups in reverse, because the Three of Cups, positively aspected, is about sharing like love, being in harmony, and being able to commune with others. It's about everyone's cups being full, everyone knowing who they are, being in their gifts, loving themselves, being in peace and harmony, and sharing the wealth of all of that together. It's a energy of unconditional love. It's beauty. It's harmony. It reminds me it personally reminds me very much of Libran energy, where, Libras are very much about building relationships, building harmony, being in balance. And it's just a very beautiful energy. And it's like, I feel like there's been a disconnect with really sharing and shifting into connecting with others with this abundance that you have. And then I kind of also feel like, because a lot of Leos have come from a place where of or a space of lack, that they feel like, okay, now that I have this great life, I have this abundance, I don't want to move back into a space where there's lack. So I think maybe they feel like they want to keep it all to themselves. They're kind of hoarding all of this beauty and all of this the gifts that have been bestowed upon them to share with others, to themselves. And I feel like some Leos can't see how that is negatively affecting them. There's a lot of energy here about sharing, the need to share. And we have the Tower here. So this is like the divine, the Tower's typically like, the divine comes in and it's like thunder and lightning, and it's tearing down the structures of everything. And how I'm feeling here is that there's things that are being kind of shifted in your life. There's things that the divine is trying to use in your normal day-to-day life as triggers, or things breaking down, or things falling apart. This can even be the divine coming in and saying like, okay, I gave you these gifts, I gave you this abundance, and you're over here being selfish and keeping this to yourself. So you know what? Like, that's not gratitude, that's not sharing, that's not love. You know what I mean? So I'm going to have to take something away from you so that you can understand the true value of what you were given. And that's the kind of energy the Tower has. It can be very disruptive in your life. Don't look at it as a bad thing, but it's an opportunity for you to get a clearer picture on what is actually going on. This could be the Tower energy could be, losing a job, a relationship ending, but it's a positive energy in the sense that it helps to kind of destroy and tear up structures, thought forms, belief systems that have been very limiting to you, that have been blocking you. And it's like, I feel this is about the need to understand how we need to use our gifts and what we do have to share with others. I feel like this is a very for Leos, like, I've just been receiving. And I feel like for some Leos, there's not an understanding of how to give, how to have that balance of giving and receiving. And then for some Leos, other Leos, I feel like this is just a purely selfish energy. But I'm also seeing here that because this energy feels very, very stuck. Like it's like these shifts are happening here for Leo, but they're not understanding why things are breaking down, why things are starting to kind of like malfunction in a sense. I can feel like some Leo energies like very much in like panic, because they're like, oh my gosh, like I built up this great life and I have all these things, and now things are starting to shatter. And that's how I feel with the Tower energy. And it's like you're trying to hold on, and you're trying to salvage things that need to go so you can rebuild a new structure on a more positive foundation. And I feel like Leos are like holding on to things that just need to go. And also looking here had some cards from Wisdom of the Hidden Realms, and this is just a lot of again, for you to see things differently. This is to change your perception on how your energy has not only affected your life, but is affecting the life of others. This energy is trying to get you to see outside of yourself. and to kind of choose a different route on how you direct your energy. And this period is just, it's open for you. Again, a lot of cycles energy. This is open for you. This is the divine coming in. This is the divine order, divine law coming in to try to shift you so that you can grow in this spiritual maturity here. And it's a time of reflection as well. It's a time for you. I see a lot of very like a introspection, can't get the word out, the introspection happening here for Leos this month, where you're able to kind of come inside of yourself and just kind of reflect on I feel like you're looking at where you came from and where you are now and what structures are kind of breaking down. And I feel like you're assimilating this information and without judging yourself. Like, I don't feel like Leos are coming in and they're processing the things that aren't working and they're being hard at on themselves. They're looking at it and they're just like, oh wow, like, okay, now I can understand why this block occurred or why this kind of broke down. And I feel like Leos will get it. Like, they will get it and they'll take action. I have the Four of Wands here. They'll take action on learning to work with other people. I feel like with this may be for some Leos, this could be starting a new job that is maybe you've had a job where it was just kind of like self-directed, like you had your own business and it was just you that you had to kind of tend to and deal with, or you've had a leadership position to where you kind of directed other people and you really didn't take into consideration how your leadership or your management skills or lack thereof may have affected other people underneath of you, your team, your employees. And now I feel like Leos start to take that consideration and understand that everything that we need to accomplish, even here on our planet or in our personal lives or in our career lives, we have to work with other people in order to grow and to really be able to achieve the success that we want. We can't achieve success solely by ourselves, especially if we want to move up to the next level. This is a shared energy here, and that's how I feel with the Four of Wands. I also feel on a spiritual from a spiritual perspective or a spiritual level for Leos, I see a lot of Leos starting to maybe join new kind of like community groups, getting feedback, getting viewpoints from other people, kind of really connecting with your tribe. I feel like this is a really beautiful energy. I feel like Leos start to understand how to kind of, I don't want to use the word balance, but Leos are very fiery energy. I feel like they start to learn how to work with that fire instead of allowing that fire to burn other people. Leo energy can be very we know Leos are very direct, they're to the point, they're intense, they say and they speak what's on their mind, and I love Leos for that. Sometimes Leos can do that without thinking, and it can be very very insensitive, and it can also be very inconsiderate of other people and not in a space of love. There's a difference between being upfront and honest and truthful for someone for their highest and best good. And there's a difference between doing that just because, let's keep it real. Like, you just want to be a dick, basically, or be an asshole. And then I'm going to take a look here at the past life cards, because I feel like this is where the energy of different situations here with Leos may break up here. So I feel here there's some Leos here that they're working on just past energy and cycles that have to do with just like spiritual growth. Like there's a group of people that are just focused on spiritual growth. This is connecting like with your angels, connecting with your guides, and for this particular group of people, what my team is telling me that you need to really connect with like art, connect with if you're someone that is a musician, like really connect within communities. This could be I know in the area where I live in Florida, they have like a songwriting collective. So maybe you've been at home and you've played the guitar and you've always just kind of done that by yourself. Like maybe now is the time to connect with someone else that has different musical gifts, so that you can build like a kind of like a collective unit when it comes to sound, or even sound healing. It could be something that resonates for some of you guys. I definitely see like this energy is the need to work with others across the board, regardless of what the energy is. It's kind of a time to not like isolate yourself and continue to be solo. I just feel like whatever this artistic energy is, it's a healing. It's using music through healing. It's using art to heal other people, and it's being very divinely guided. And this music and this artwork and this energy is going to kind of trigger other people who receive the music or receive the codes through your art. And it's going to move them in a way that is profoundly healing for them. For other groups of people, this is really about, and this is kind of already happening, where you're starting to face the fears and the phobias that you have about past life relationships and past relationships that have kept you kind of held you in bondage almost, like to where you've really built up this wall around your heart, and you haven't realized that it's what's preventing you from having fulfilling and beautiful and authentic love relationships. I see a lot of Leos and Leos are, they're so loving, their hearts are so full, and it's like they aren't allowing themselves to experience like that love, because they learn how to become so defensive and been so protective of their heart and their energy that they can't let anyone in anymore. I also feel like a lot of Leos can sabotage their relationships. So I feel like this needs to be cleared as well for Leos, like taking a look at and this could be the reflection, here, taking a look at where you've created patterns and where you've created blocks in your love relationships that have been created based upon past relationships or past life experiences within relationships that have kind of stifled your energy and kept you blocked. Like, what are your fears? This is a time to really take a look at these things and see how these energies have woven this cycle of repetitive kind of energy, like attracting the same type of people with the same energy to you, and also looking at how those situations are teaching you about yourself, how because reflection is about a mirror as well, how those energies are mirroring your own energy. And when you're able to see that and you're able to meet that with courage, like a Leo trait, just like with strength and courage, and just standing up and dealing with that, which is a great inner strength that Leos have naturally. When you step up and you meet yourself in that way, then there's a profound opportunity here for this particular group of people, or these situations could apply to all, for you to meet that soul partnership, or to meet yourself even more deeply in a loving way. And then for another group of Leos, there's just this I feel like this goes back to the isolation energy almost. I feel like, and this is predominantly a past life energy. I feel like some Leos in their past lives have lived in conditions where they've been like kind of really isolated from other people. This could be like you grew up on a remote island somewhere, or you were, raised on like a farm in the middle of like nowhere. And, you may very well be connected to like nature and animals or that sort of thing, but you've always been used to kind of being working like by yourself. There wasn't really a lot of like human interaction or human connection. And while that is very beautiful to get to know yourself and understand yourself, and now you have to go out and you have to connect with other people. And I feel like some Leos have a very difficult time learning how to build relationships and to connect with other people and share with other people. I feel like overall Leos can be very guarded when it comes to their hearts, and they don't let a lot of other people in. I noticed that a lot of Leos can tend to be loners sometimes. Like, not to say that they don't have any friends, because there's some Leos I know that are very, very outspoken, very outgoing, and very kind of like on a public platform almost, but like in their like personal lives, like they really don't have friends. Some of them just have a difficult time maintaining relationships. And that's because they have a difficult time connecting with people, because they have trust issues, especially when it comes to matter of their hearts. So these situations with the past life energy here can, like all the situations with, needing to connect with groups of people and being able to help work with other people, heal other people, move other people through the heart space, through energies, through healing, and then clearing out energy from past lives, old relationships, and also like this kind of like isolation energy I'm feeling. It can apply to all of you if you feel that resonates with you. And then there can be like one or two situations that might resonate with you. And, just to remind you, within this pocket of past life energy, as we're going into retrograde, we're going to see a lot of these themes starting to come up and trigger us so that we could clear anyway. So I feel like this is a lot of the energy that needs to kind of be cleared, or it needs to be kind of like cultivated as Mercury starts to move direct. But I feel like in the end game, the end game is this Four of Wands energy, where it's like I feel like I see like Leos dancing, like, and they're like, maybe out like at a party or a dance class, and they're dancing with other people and they're laughing with other people, and they're learning how to share their gifts and their joy and their love with other people, and they're really opening up. So that's what I'm feeling for Leos this month. Like, Leos, open up. And I feel like this is what the overall theme is. It's like, learn how to share with others. It's okay to open yourself up to other people, and it's just open up and just love and be the loving energy that you guys are. Leo's main energy within their sign is loyalty, and it's very centered around heart space energy. They're very, very loving, very courageous, very, very strong sign. And I feel like this month it's like you have to be able to do that for yourself, and share that with others as well. So hopefully that resonated with you guys. So I will see you guys all in January of 2018. So happy holidays, guys, and blessings.